Listen, we have to talk. The Buffalo Sabres organization has been an absolute disaster for many, many years at this point. From fired head coaches to missing the playoffs to trading away your franchise player in the form of Jack Eichel. Yeah, times have been tough in Buffalo. At least they have the Bills. This is the roster they could have had if they literally made no moves. Tage Thompson, Jack Eichel, and Sam Reinhart on the top line, a 93, 94, 90. Got JJ Peterka alongside Ryan O'Reilly, former Conn Smythe winner, and Alex Tuch, Skinner, Josh Norris, and Taylor Hall. And then to round out the forward core, we got Jason Zucker, Jordan Greenway, and Evander Kane. Not to mention, we got an upgraded D-core with Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power, Michael Kesselring alongside Jake McCabe, and then Brendan Montour and Bowen Byram. Linus Ullmark will be our starting goaltender at an 88, and then we got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and of course, Devin Levi is still playing in the minors. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be taking over the reins as the general manager, and I will be winning this Buffalo Sabres organization a Stanley Cup. At least that's the plan. The first order of business is we got to trade Bowen Byram. He needs a contract extension. He does want to extend, but we have no extension dollars, not a lot of salary cap to work with. Although we could technically wait until the re-sign phase and risk it, I want to look at the trade market and see if there is a better player to grab outside of him. Bowen Byram for Jackson Lacombe, basically straight up with a third-round pick in just to get a little more value back. Byram, again, he's 3 overalls higher than Lacombe, but I know Jackson does grow in this game, and on behalf of the Anaheim Ducks organization, they will accept my trade offer. I think because of all the extensions, that's the only move I'm going to make in year number 1, as we're just going to simulate to the end of the season and see if the Buffalo Sabres squad, bringing everybody back, is good enough to make the playoffs. I completely forgot that Lindy Ruff right now is our head coach. Not the greatest coach in the world. He is returning to Buffalo. The man was here not that long ago. I guess we're a borderline playoff team. I'm going to focus on video sessions, and you focus on bringing this team back to the postseason. Not a bad start to the season, 11-6-4. I mean, Buffalo tends to start the year pretty good, and then in like December, January, they go on a 10 losing streak. In typical Buffalo Sabres fashion, we have now come way back down to earth. 25, 23, and 7. What is going on? This team might be in trouble. All right, we got to try to fix our roster. We're at the trade deadline. Obviously, don't have a great record right now. I don't even know who I would want at this point. A lot of these players have shit contracts that I do not feel like picking up. Mike Matheson wouldn't be bad for the next 2 seasons. He makes 4.8 at 2 years. 87 overall. Definitely could have been a guy we would have went after with Bowen Byram, but he has a clause protected. Patrick Kane, bring him to Buffalo, his hometown. He makes $4 million for 1 season. They want a first-round draft pick in return. I mean, his trade value isn't even that high. Hold up. I might be able to snag Patty Kane away from the Wings. I'm going to give a first, second, third, 2/3, and a 4th-round pick into the trade. We're definitely going to have to get rid of a skater because we would have more than 45 in the organization. I will throw Jason Zucker into the trade, and there we go. On the behalf of the Detroit Dead Wings, consider it a done deal. Now, I figured out why we're actually not that good of a hockey team. We had Casey Middlestat in the American Hockey League. I completely forgot I added him back to this team. I guess the computer GM AI Best Lines threw him back into the minors, so he's going to be our third. Actually, no, he's going to be our second-line center with Tuch and Peterka. We got Cousins, O'Reilly, and Patrick Kane, who's going to slot in nicely as our third-line winger. We haven't made a single change to our D-core. This is what the lines will look like. Dahlin now is a 93. I would like to know if we can rebound and actually make the playoffs now with better lineups. I mean, we're pretty far behind the Maple Leafs, I'm not going to lie. Well, we definitely did not recover. 37, 35, and 10. Only 84 points on the season, and I guess the tragic story of Buffalo will continue. Another season of missing the playoffs. Thompson was our best player. The man had 42 goals and 80 points in the season. Not a single point per game player. Sam Reinhart only had 79, Eichel 75. Patty Kane was solid. Most of these points probably was with Detroit. Montour wasn't even bad on the back end. JJ was pretty disappointing, I'm not going to lie. And for Linus Ullmark, 906 isn't great. We got Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who's younger, probably going to be better than him very shortly. And Devin Levi also is coming up. Sorry, Linus, but you might have to go, dude. Of course, McDavid's going to lead the NHL in scoring. The man had 128 points on the goal side. It would be Kyle Connor, who had 61 on the season, a brand new career high. Nathan MacKinnon had 55, McDavid with 49, we got Leon 48, and Sid 47 goals and 100 points on the season at age 38. The Colorado Avalanche are going to get it done in 6 games over the Washington Capitals. We didn't get good luck in the NHL draft lottery. We're going to stay at 11th overall. Here we are at the NHL draft. I think I am going to be making some moves, get some players out of the organization, clear up some cap space because of all the extensions that will be kicking in. Another staple I love to go after is Martin Fehervary from the Washington Capitals. Probably going to have to give up a defenseman in our own right. Now, Montour has a no-trade clause. I thought in this roster I removed all the clauses and contracts, but apparently I did not. So he's 31 years old, 89 overall, and because of the fact that we were over the salary cap last season, that to lower pretty much a lot of these players' contracts. So that is why they're not going to have accurate contracts to real life. We cannot trade him. We are stuck with him for the next 7 seasons. Jake McCabe, we could get rid of, though. 85 overall, 31-year-old. Modified no trade clause. He doesn't have anything left on his deal. We got to get a goalie in return. And consider it a done deal. They said they almost feel guilty saying yes to this deal. Who is going to tell them? The legend, P. Shorzy himself, will go to Philly first overall. Rick Lidstrom to the Senators. Matthew Schaefer will join Bedard in Chicago, and Roger McQueen will go to Les Montreal. Callum Ricci is here. Jordan Gavin. Gabriel Diego, although we have a starting goaltender, I think Diego is definitely our best pick, so we're going to take him in the draft potentially as trade bait, as he does have elite high potential, and the man is already a 79 overall. If Devin Levi doesn't work out, we could go with Diego. Now, in the re-sign phase, I don't think we got to bring anybody back. Jack Eichel will need an extension at training camp, or I mean during the preseason. So will Martin Fehervary. Everybody else, though, seems to be locked up outside of Jack Quinn, the only guy that we do have to bring back. The man only wants a $2.4 million contract over the next 3 seasons, so I will gladly give that to him. If anything, that's pretty much a steal of a contract. Lindy Ruff definitely is not the guy that is going to bring the Buffalo Sabres to a Stanley Cup, so we are giving him the boot, firing his ass, and we're going to hire Rick Tocchet. This man has A-pluses across the board. He fits with our team pretty well over the next 3 seasons. We'll give him 4 years instead and offer that contract. Beautiful. Rick Tocchet wants to thank me for my generous financial compensation. Welcome to Buffalo. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. The major issue that I'm going to have here is giving all these players ice time. Right now, we got Zach Benson, who's already grown to a 90 overall. He'll be alongside Kane and Alex Tuck. They don't have a centerman on that line. Tage Thompson, Jack Eichel, and Sam Reinhart as our top line. A guy like JJ Peterka. The man's only 23 years old, already 86 overall. Like, I want to get this guy ice time. I guess it's going to have to be on the power play and penalty kill. We even got Casey Middlestat rotting away as our 4th line center. Instead, it's going to be Ryan O'Reilly. We got Cousins, Middlestat, Peterka, Kane with O'Reilly and Norris. On the back end, it will be Dahlin and Fehervary, Kesselring with power, and then Brendan Montour and Jackson Lacombe. And of course, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Devin Levi are probably going to rotate games this season. They're pretty similar in overall, Levi being slightly better. But of course, both of them are very young, very inexperienced. This is definitely the deepest forward core we have in the NHL right now. I completely forgot about Jack Quinn. The man is back in the lineup, 85 overall. And the lowest guy in our forward core is Ryan O'Reilly at an 84. Not even mentioning Peyton Krebs, Josh Doan, and Jeff Skinner all in the minors right now, as well as Taylor Hall. Man, what a sad downfall it is, from MVP to playing in the American Hockey League. What happened, Taylor Hall? You're only 33 years old. Jack Eichel is back as the captain of the Buffalo Sabres. Ryan O'Reilly will grab an A, and on the back end, we will go with Rasmus Dahlin as our other assistant. Jack Eichel does want a lot of money, but I can lower this contract and give him a full no movement clause, and I'm pretty sure he's still going to accept. I mean, the dude wants to stay in Buffalo for the first time in his life. 9.1 over the next 6 seasons with a full no movement clause for our franchise centerman. Fehervary, another guy I can definitely lowball offer. He wants a short-term deal worth 2 seasons. I think $4.5 million is fair over the next 2 seasons with a full no movement clause for Fehervary, and the man has accepted my offer. I am going to go 4.2 over the next 2 seasons for Michael Kesselring. Jackson Lacombe, another guy I got to get back as well. He wants slightly more salary, and he wants another season in his contract, but I can definitely lower this. We are going to go 4.3 over the next 3 seasons. Looking at this roster on paper, this team is good enough to compete for the Cup. So the Stanley Cup or bust expectations are set in place from here on for the Buffalo Sabres organization. Jackson Lacombe is going to accept my offer and re-sign in Buffalo, as well as Jack Eichel. So we got our boys back. We are more locked and loaded than Rick Grimes was in Season 5 of The Walking Dead. It is time, Buffalo. It is now or never. Let's start competing. Let's make the playoffs, and let's win a goddamn Stanley Cup. I don't think in the past 20 seasons, Buffalo has ever been 30-14 starting the year. This trade deadline is straight up ass. There is not a single player that I want to go after, so we're just going to have to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season. Why is Adam Pelech and his bald-ass head staring at me like that? Holy shit, I just found a Buffalo Sabres fan drop dead at a Walmart. They saw this record, and they completely passed out. 51-25-6 is crazy work. Literally a top 3 team in the entire National Hockey League. Only Tampa Bay and the reigning defending champs in Colorado were better. We are so back! Jack Eichel would lead our team with 96 points on the season, as well as 33 goals. Sam Reinhart was decent at 92. Dahlin, 71. Zach Benson, 59. How's this man growing so much? He's a 90 overall by 20 years of age. I just don't get it. Then we had our second line and third line players definitely chip in and help out the offensive load. And Devin Levi as a rookie, a 914 save percentage alongside 3 shutouts. We got Nylander having the most points at 128. The most goals, we go to Mikko Rantanen, who had 59 on the season. I know Colorado is just crying seeing this man perform so well. Nylander had the most points at 128. The most goals, we go to Rico Rantanen, who had 59 on the year. And I know Colorado is crying seeing what this man is producing. For the goaltenders, though, I want to check them out. Where is Devin Levi? The man had 36 wins, about 9 behind Andrei Vasilevsky. He's not going to reach him in shutouts either, as Stuart Foreskin Skinner will have the lead with 8. Playing in the Atlantic Division, you knew it was only a matter of time. We got Buffalo and Toronto in the very first round. No Mitch Marner, no problem. Outside of their top line, they honestly don't have much in their forward core. It's pretty weak overall. Defensively, we definitely have them covered, but they do have the best. Actually, no, Rasmus Dahlin is a higher overall than Morgan Riley. And in goal, they technically have the edge in Anthony Stolarz at an 88 overall, but I don't even know if the man's going to start. They got Joseph Wall in the starting position right now. I don't understand it. Man, things have not been going our way. Down 2-0 already to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the game and in the series. This might be a very quick 4 or 5 game series. Zach Benson on the power play gets us going. I don't know what the issue is right now, but the Leafs are just outplaying us. I get it has to be their top line. If it's not their top line, EA, I don't understand it. We have a better team outside of their first line. We might arguably even have a better first line, but we are going to find ourselves on the verge of getting swept. It's time to move around my lineup a little bit. We're going to go Patty Kane on the top line with Eichel and Tage Thompson. Sam Reinhart can be the centerman instead of Zach Benson. Has JJ Peterka? I mean, I don't think anybody really is performing on this team right now. Jack Quinn, it's goose eggs across the board. Barely any offense output. I think that's the issue right now. We're not scoring enough. We're defending pretty well, but overall offensively, we're not having our way. And Devin Levi has been shitting the bed, an 864 save percentage. Well, here we go. Season on the line in Toronto in Game 4. We had home ice advantage. Strong start in the first period. Montour, O'Reilly, Eichel, and Kesselring. 5-0 after 2, and the Buffalo Sabres will not be getting swept. Can we even consider that a win at this point? We got a 1-1 tie thanks to Zach Benson entering the third period. Honestly, Benson's been our best player in the playoffs so far. This man has showed up, showed out. Pretty much the only guy that's produced here in the first round against Toronto, as we have really struggled to beat Anthony Stolarz. It has been an absolute problem. Overtime, game number 5 in Buffalo. I mean, it's a sight to see playoff hockey being played in Buffalo. We got a 1-1 tie against the Leafs. Obviously, they are on the verge of gentlemen sweeping us right now, but all we got to do is score 1 goal. 1 goal is all it takes. Here we go. Jack Eichel, our captain, entering the zone and getting the puck turned over immediately. Here comes Tommy Matthews the other way. He's got some space. Tommy takes the shot. Devin Levi flopping like a fish. Thankfully, he made the save, though. We got Matthews and Eichel taking the face-off against each other. Morgan Riley from the blue line doesn't get a shot on net. Here come the Sabres the other way. Patty Kane, can we get a little bit of showtime right now? Patrick Kane, Faravari, easy save. Not even gonna lie, that was an absolute muffin of a shot. Get in there, we got Tage Thompson and Jack Eichel, both of which are forechecking on the same guy and can't even grab the puck. That is unbelievable. Matthews into the zone. Finds Matt Nyes over to Carlo. D to Riley. He's blasting one. Nice save there by Devin Levi. The Sabres, no! There it is! The Buffalo Sabres are done. The Toronto Maple Leafs have eliminated us in 5 games. That was straight up embarrassing. Zach Benson, the only guy that really produced. Jack Eichel was point per game, but I expect a little bit more out of my 94 overall franchise centerman. Owen Power had 5 assists. Tage Thompson, 4 points. Patty Kane, like, we didn't really produce enough offense. Not even mentioning the fact that Devin Levi was not that good. He got a save percentage up to a 909, so he did come alive the later half of the series. The legend that is Jack Johnson has decided to retire after 78 goals in the National Hockey League. And of course, Edmonton Oilers legend Derek Ryan himself. Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers will get it done in Game 7 over the Leafs. So if we beat Toronto, there was a possibility that Buffalo was in the Stanley Cup final. Unfortunately, that is not at all what happened. Nylander will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Rantanen, the Maurice Richard. Cale Makar is going to take home another Norris. Leon Draisaitl will be the Conn Smythe recipient. Vezina to Andre Vasilevsky, and the Selke will go to Robert Thomas. We do not have a high pick whatsoever. We picked 26th overall in the NHL draft, so I'd imagine we're not getting a top player. Although Keaton Verhoff, this guy potentially could go 2nd or 3rd in real life. He's not really highly ranked in NHL 25, 2A defenseman, medium elite potential. He's got top 4 medium. I will gladly take that. Luckily, we do not have to re-sign any of our players in the re-sign phase outside of Peyton Krebs, who I don't even know if I want to bring back. I don't think we have room for him, to be honest. He's 25 years old, 84 overall, essentially Dylan Cousins. But you know what? I will qualify him. If somebody wants him, you're going to have to give me some picks, boys. This is a straight-up bomb free agency. Outside of Martin H's, Rasmus Anderson's only an 88 overall. Mike Matheson, I don't think anybody's going to pay like $7 million for. Not a single guy that really piques my interest, at least the players. And Anthony Stolarz is on the market. Hopefully he leaves Toronto so we don't have to deal with the man anymore. Now, in my opinion, the only trade that would make us a better hockey team would be a blockbuster. I don't have room to add like small depth pieces to this team. We're pretty much rounded out. Forward core is full. Defense core is full. I think we just run it back another season or two, and if we don't get it done, maybe a guy like Tage Thompson potentially is on the move. He's on a sick-ass contract, though. I'm not even going to lie. But again, we can't trade Reinhart, Dahlin, or Eichel. All of them have no movement clauses, and Brendan Montour we can't get rid of either. I think, honestly, another guy we could potentially trade is Alex Tuch. The man doesn't simulate that well, but we're going to keep the same forward core. Thankfully, Reinhart's up to a 95, Eichel 96, and TNT 91. Pekturka has stayed at an 87. Zach Benson, again, you're going to have to try to play center. Maybe I'll do a conversation with him and force the man to become a centerman in the National Hockey League. Defensively, I do want Faravari up there with Dahlin because they do work together. And then we'll go Power and Kesselring, Lacombe, and Montour. D-core looks stellar, I can't even lie. And then we got Devin Levi all the way up at a 90 overall and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as our backup. Although Gabriel Diego is on the rise. He's already an 83, probably one more season in the AHL, and then he can be our backup. Peyton Krebs, we're not going to be able to re-sign most likely. Casey Middlestat, I think I'll let walk. And definitely Ryan O'Reilly, who's 35 years old, 82 overall. Yuri Kulik, though, making his NHL debut on our roster. He wants 1 season at basically league minimum. I will gladly give him that. An absolutely historic season for the Sabres. 58 wins, 18 losses, 6 in overtime for 122 points at the top of our division. And the Buffalo Sabres, I can't believe I'm saying it. We are the President's Trophy winning team. Have the Sabres ever won the President's Trophy ever in their franchise history? The duo of Jack Eichel and Tage Thompson were on fire this year. 67 goals for Tage Thompson, 106 points for both of them. Sam Reinhart chipped in with 93. Zach Benson had 63 and 21 goals. JJ Pekturka definitely produced. Tuch was decent. And Devin Levi, he's been good so far. 46 wins, 4 shutouts, and a 912 save percentage. Your mom's a hoe. Sebastian Aho had the most points at 124. The most goals in the National Hockey League would be none other than TNT himself. We finally have ourselves a goal scorer. I don't believe it. And then we had the winningest goalie in the entire NHL. 46 wins. He didn't have the most shutouts. That would be Mackenzie Blackwood, who had 7, but he does have a shot potentially at winning the Vezina Trophy. And now we get a much easier matchup in the first round up against the Ottawa Senators. I don't know if I meant to say easy. I mean, their forward core isn't really that great outside of their first line that they obviously stacked, but they do have Rick Lidstrom on the back end, as well as Rasmus Anderson and Jake Sanderson. So their decor is slightly better, although they literally have a 72 overall rotting away on their decor. And in goal, if we take a look here, it is none other than the 42-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury. If we cannot fill the net on Ottawa, I have lost all faith in this hockey team. The home team has won every single game so far in this series. We are at a 2-2 split in Game 5. It becomes a best of 3. We get a 3-2 advantage right now thanks to Yuri Kulik. TNT also chipped in, as well as Alex Tuck. And we just got to rely on Devin Levi right now to lock it in. There we go. Our captain, Jack Eichel, will seal the deal, and we have the opportunity now to eliminate Ottawa. I am relying on the Sabres to win their very first playoff series in close to 2 decades at this point. We're in the year 2027. We got a 2-0 lead in the third period. Tage Thompson will give us that insurance marker. He's going to give us 2 of them, and the Buffalo Sabres, they are moving on to the second round of the playoffs. I know a lot of you Sabres fans, if there's any left that is, have prayed for times like this. The Juggernaut Lightning squad is not going to be easy in the second round. They usually tend to simulate very well in this game, and I mean, take a look at their top line. Gensel, Point, and Kucherov, that is dynamic. They got Cirelli and Hagel on their second line, but again, most teams do not have the depth that we have, and their decor outside of Victor Hedman is cooked. But they do have Andrei Vasilevsky. The man is a 93 overall. This is going to be a very tough series. Well, I definitely did not expect a 4-game sweep, but you know what? I will take it. We are headed to the conference finals, and we have the team that defeated us literally last season in the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is time for some revenge. It is time to go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. They pretty much have the same roster that they had last season, although they picked up Alex Laferriere from LA. If anything, their top 6 is better. Their bottom 6 now, Nicholas Waugh's an 86 overall, Matthias Maselli's an 84. I'm low-key a little bit worried that this team might be a tad better than they were last season. Riley's decreased down to a 90 overall. Did they keep Stolarz? They did not. Okay. Theoretically, we should be able to score. I do not believe it. Back-to-back sweeps for the Buffalo Sabres. We are on a heater, and now we play the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals, the reigning defending champs. This roster is crazy. Savoy, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman alongside Nuge, Mangiapane. You got Isaac Howard at an 89 overall, rotting away on the third line. Why is he not the winger for Nuge? Defensively, Bouchard's all the way up at a 93. They got Mike Matheson at an 87. Jake Wallman is still there. Nurse is completely washed at this point. And they have Stuart Skinner, who is an 86 overall. Potentially could win the Stanley Cup. We're up 3-2 right now. The cup is in the building. First period, a 3-1 lead. Kulik, Benson, and Alex Tuck. Second period, and Josh Norris will extend the lead to 3. All of a sudden, it is a 4-1 hockey game, and we are less than 11 minutes to go, and we could be potentially crowned as Stanley Cup champions. Holy hell, what the hell is going on here in Edmonton? 3:24 left to go in the third. We are up by 3. Shots are 31-27. We just need Devin Levi and the Buffalo Sabres to bring it home at this point. Oh my god, Yuri Kulik trying to take a shot. He can't do it. McDavid's a badass with no Bucky. Here comes Matt Savoy. Can't get into the zone. Good defending by the Sabres. Do we go all out? I think we got a forecheck. The best offense, or no, the best defense is offense. You can't score if the puck is in your own end. Here we go. Owen Power. You got a minute to go, brother. Just save hockey. We need save hockey the rest of the way. Oh my god. Finish it! No! Dylan Cousins! How did that man not finish it? We had full pressure too. Darnell Nurse up to Leon. Draisaitl trying to stride Deke in the middle. Nice save. No, it went in. No fucking way. Darnell Nurse will make it a hockey game, bringing the Oilers within 2. I mean, there is only 46 seconds to go. We should have it in the bag. We got a 2-goal lead. 40 seconds remaining in the third. Tage Thompson enters the zone. He's going to stop up, finding Eichel. Eichel takes a shot. Stu is going to make the save, though, and cover that puck up. There it is. There is what everybody plays for, and we are like 30 seconds, 40 seconds away from potentially raising it. Zach Hyman leading the playoffs in hits yet again. I mean, he is a physical presence. 36 seconds to go. Come on, Buffalo. Bring it home, boys. We lose the draw. Mike Matheson. He's going to pick it up. He gets board played, though. Sam Reinhart out. Thompson, and a nice save by Stu. We are in the end game now. Less than 30 seconds to go in the third period. A 4-2 advantage for Buffalo. We're just living the offensive zone. Stu's making saves, but of course, Edmonton is not getting it out, which means they can't score. Less than 20 seconds. Empty net for the Oilers. Mangiapane coming into the zone. He's going to feed it down low. Nuge out in front. Levi with the big save. Benson moving the puck. 10 seconds to go. Tage Thompson. We get an empty net to shoot at. We're going to miss it, but it does not matter. As the Buffalo Sabres are on top of the hockey world, they are Stanley Cup champions after beating the Edmonton Oilers in 6 games in the finals. It was a long road to get here. 15 consecutive seasons of missing the playoffs. I was only there for one of them, so you cannot blame me. Made the postseason last year, got destroyed by the Maple Leafs, and then this season, I don't know what happened. We struggled kind of in the first round. Tage Thompson's going to be the Conn Smythe winner. 19 goals and 30 points. I think that's a playoff record. As I was saying, after the first round, we utterly dominated our way to the Cup. As I was saying, after the first round, we utterly dominated our way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Back-to-back sweeps. We got to the finals. It was a close series against the Edmonton Oilers. It really was. But in the end, Game 6, we came out strong. We had a 4-1 lead. We did not blow it. And now Jack Eichel, as the captain of the Buffalo Sabres, is able to raise Lord Stanley. Buffalo, you guys are now champions of the National Hockey League. I don't believe it. GM Pasta is the greatest general manager of all time, bringing a Stanley Cup to the city of Buffalo, an awful organization. They've been through the mud more times than pretty much any other franchise. I mean, 14 straight years of missing the playoffs is utter obscenity. Utter obscenity or insanity? What am I even saying? Tage Thompson, Stanley Cup champion, Conn Smythe winner. In the end, I mean, it was all worth it. The city of Buffalo are now champions. They get to see their team in the Sabres raise Lord Stanley. The only bad part is it's in Edmonton. It's not on home ice in Game 7, although that definitely would have been way more nerve-wracking on me. But thankfully, Devin Levi and the Buffalo Sabres, they get it done. Levi was great. He's only a second-year goaltender and already a Stanley Cup champion. Pretty much everybody chipped in the postseason, Thompson being our best player with 30 points, and of course, 19 goals. Eichel had 28. We got Rasmus Dahlin, 23 points in 20 games, point per game defenseman. Sam Reinhart was great, especially defensively. And JJ Peterka, like everybody really had a role on this team, and everybody produced. It was a perfect storm. And Devin Levi backstopped us to a Stanley Cup, 16-4, 2 shutouts. We got a .913 save percentage from him. He was great. Aho will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. TNT, the Maurice Richard. Adam Fox, the Norris. Conn Smythe, of course, the Thompson. Vezina will go to Igor Shesterkin. And Robert Thomas, yet again another Selke. Thankfully, we got it done. The Buffalo Sabres organization no longer is poverty. They are the Stanley Cup champions. They are the best team in the NHL in the regular season and come playoff time. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NHL 26 is around the corner and we are going hard. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.